In a moment that will forever be etched in the history of rock music, Ozzy Osbourne reunited with the original members of Black Sabbath, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward, for what would be their final performance together. The venue buzzed with electricity as fans, some of whom had followed the band since the 1970s, gathered to witness the swan song of the pioneers of heavy metal. The stage was dimly lit, and as the opening riffs of War Pigs thundered through the speakers, it was clear that this was not just a concert. It was a tribute to a legacy that had transformed music. Ozzy, though visibly aged and battling health issues, delivered his lines with passion, his voice slightly raspy but unmistakably powerful. The chemistry between the four original members was palpable, a mix of nostalgia and reverence. Just 2 weeks after this momentous show, one of the original members passed away, a turn of events that added a tragic finality to the reunion. Fans around the world mourned not just the loss of a musician, but the end of an era. FBI at the gates. What were they looking for? The mystery deepened when news surfaced that the FBI had paid a surprise visit to Ozzy Osbourne's residence. This wasn't a minor inquiry or a simple administrative check. According to unnamed sources, federal agents arrived with a specific mandate. While the details remain classified, speculation has run rampant online. Some believe the authorities were in search of long-lost master recordings or unreleased material tied to early Black Sabbath sessions. Others suspect the investigation may have been connected to a deeper web of music industry secrets, possibly involving contracts, royalties, or even personal safety threats. The house they entered was no ordinary home. Ozzy's mansion, located in the quiet, upscale neighborhood of Hancock Park in Los Angeles, is a sprawling estate filled with memorabilia from decades of rock history. Walls are adorned with platinum records, vintage concert posters, and photographs with legendary musicians. Yet within its Gothic architecture and luxurious interiors, something unexpected reportedly lay hidden. Something that shocked even the seasoned FBI agents. Ozzy's financial empire, the price of fame. Ozzy Osbourne's financial success is as legendary as his music. With a reported net worth of over $220 million by 2024, his fortune has been built on a multi-pronged empire that extends far beyond album sales. As the frontman for Black Sabbath, and later as a solo artist, Ozzy sold over 100 million albums worldwide. His debut solo album, Blizzard of Oz, which featured the iconic song Crazy Train, solidified his status as a rock icon and contributed massively to his wealth. But music was just the beginning. In the early 2000s, Ozzy and his family became household names through their groundbreaking reality TV series, The Osbournes. The show offered an unfiltered look into their chaotic, hilarious, and at times deeply emotional family life. It was a massive success, drawing millions of viewers and netting each family member around $5 million in its second season. The program not only boosted the Osbournes' fame, but also opened doors for further ventures. In 1996, Ozzy launched Ozzfest, a traveling music festival that showcased metal and hard rock bands from around the world. It quickly became one of the most profitable music festivals in the industry, generating over $100 million in revenue by 2004 and selling more than 5 million tickets. Beyond music and television, Ozzy licensed his name and image for merchandise. Everything from t-shirts to action figures, which pulled in an estimated $50 million. Corporate partnerships with brands like Samsung and Guitar Hero added another lucrative dimension to his financial empire. Life behind the gates, homes, cars, and countryside escapes. With their wealth, Ozzy and Sharon Osborne invested in high-end real estate across both the United States and the United Kingdom. Their Beverly Hills mansion, purchased for $10 million, was an expansive estate featuring private gardens, vintage furnishings, and a state-of-the-art music studio. Later, they acquired another home in Hancock Park, an architecturally significant property, which they restored and listed for $18 million. But it wasn't just about urban luxury. The Osbournes also owned a sprawling countryside home in Buckinghamshire, England, complete with lush gardens, antique decor, and secluded spaces ideal for quiet reflection. Ozzy has often said he feels most at peace in the English countryside, where he and Sharon can escape the constant spotlight. They've even hinted at a permanent move back to the UK, citing growing dissatisfaction with societal issues in the US. A self-proclaimed lover of fast machines, Ozzy's car collection includes some of the most coveted models in automotive history. His favorites include the Lamborghini Diablo, a sleek, aggressive supercar symbolizing raw power, and the Rolls-Royce Phantom, a nod to his British heritage and taste for classic luxury. His Ferrari F40, a rare and valuable gem among car enthusiasts, shows his appreciation for performance and design. He also owned a one-of-a-kind motorcycle, a chopper customized with a cross-shaped gas tank and alligator skin seat. Struggles beneath the surface, a history of pain. Despite his fame and fortune, Ozzy Osbourne's life has been fraught with challenges. Born on December 3, 1948, in Birmingham, England, he grew up in a working-class household with 5 siblings. Their home lacked basic amenities like indoor plumbing, and money was always tight. Ozzy struggled academically due to dyslexia and was often bullied for his thick Birmingham accent. Trauma took root early. At age 11, he was violently attacked by a group of bullies near his school, a moment that haunted him into adulthood. Ozzy internalized his pain, choosing not to share his suffering. This silence, he later admitted, shaped his views on parenting, urging his children to always speak up if something was wrong. By 14, Ozzy turned to alcohol and drugs to numb his emotional turmoil. One night, he attempted suicide, only to be saved at the last minute by his father. That close brush with death marked a pivotal point, although his struggles continued. He worked various low-paying jobs, including at a slaughterhouse, but found no joy in them. A brief stint in prison for petty theft further cemented his desire to pursue a different path. In 1968, Ozzy found salvation through music when he joined Black Sabbath. The band's dark, heavy sound was a revelation, aligning perfectly with his personal demons. But the internal chaos remained. Substance abuse plagued the group, and by 1979, his erratic behavior led to his firing. Though devastated, Ozzy reinvented himself as a solo artist, launching a career that would surpass his earlier success. Love, betrayal, and redemption. The Sharon years. Ozzy met Sharon when she was 18 and working in her father's management office. Her first impression of the band was less than flattering. She thought they looked and smelled rough, compared to the polished American artists she was used to. But everything changed after she saw Black Sabbath perform live. The music was powerful, the energy unmatched, and she saw a different side of Ozzy. Their relationship turned romantic in 1980 after years of working together. Sharon was drawn to Ozzy's vulnerability and humor, while he relied on her for stability. Their bond was strong, but their life together was anything but easy. Ozzy was still legally married when they began dating, and Sharon was dealing with business fallout from her father, who had placed his companies in her name to avoid financial responsibilities. When the couple finally married, they were broke, burdened by lawsuits and past failures. Yet they persevered. Sharon became Ozzy's manager, guiding his solo career and keeping him on track. Their relationship faced severe challenges: infidelity, drug relapses, even domestic violence. In a harrowing moment in 1989, Ozzy attempted to strangle Sharon under the influence. She later admitted that had she owned a gun, she might have used it that night. Still, they rebuilt their relationship. Sharon's decision to stay was controversial, but she believed in the man Ozzy could become. Through rehab, therapy, and years of hard work, they forged a renewed partnership built on mutual respect and shared history. Tragedy, resilience, and the will to keep going. Ozzy's career was marked by highs and devastating lows. In 1982, he lost close friend and guitarist Randy Rhoads in a tragic plane crash. The loss shook him to his core. Later, a 2003 ATV accident left him in a coma for 8 days and nearly cost him his life. Around the same time, Sharon was battling cancer, and their children were facing addiction issues of their own. Diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2020, Ozzy's health further declined after a 2019 fall, aggravated previous spinal injuries. He endured multiple surgeries and intense physical therapy, eventually leading him to retire from touring in 2023. The decision was gut-wrenching for someone who had spent half a century on stage. Yet through every setback, Ozzy displayed an incredible will to survive. He often credited his fans for giving him strength, saying their love was better than any substance. He found peace in gardening, art, horror movies, and quiet countryside life. He also cherished his role as a grandfather, embracing the chance to be present in a way he hadn't been during his own children's upbringing. Legacy of a legend. More than just the Prince of Darkness. Ozzy Osbourne is often called the Prince of Darkness, but his story is one of light, resilience, and redemption. He helped create a genre, redefined what it meant to be a rock star, and opened his home and heart to millions through music and reality television. With over 4 decades in the public eye, he became more than a performer. He became a symbol of enduring spirit. The rumors surrounding what the FBI found in his mansion remain unconfirmed. But if anything, they add to the mystique of a man whose life has been anything but ordinary. Whether it was old recordings, lost memorabilia, or something entirely unexpected, the idea that secrets still lie buried in Ozzy's world is both thrilling and fitting. In the end, Ozzy Osbourne remains a figure larger than life, a survivor, a showman, a flawed but deeply human icon. His journey from a bullied kid in Birmingham to a global legend is proof that even in the darkest times, light can still break through. Share your thoughts. What could have been uncovered at Ozzy Osbourne's mansion? Fans and curious minds alike are buzzing with speculation. Was it a rare piece of rock history, a long-lost recording, or perhaps something even stranger? Given Ozzy's legendary status as the Prince of Darkness and frontman of Black Sabbath, it's easy to imagine the discovery being something steeped in musical significance. Could it have been handwritten lyrics from an unreleased track? A forgotten demo tape buried in an old studio drawer? Maybe even an original stage costume from a pivotal concert that changed the course of metal forever. Others wonder if the find was more personal, perhaps a diary, a family heirloom, or an item with deep emotional significance to Ozzy and his family. Considering the Osbournes' iconic reality TV fame, fans might even suspect it could relate to their behind-the-scenes life during those chaotic, humorous years. But then again, this is Ozzy Osbourne we're talking about. There's always room for the unexpected. A secret room filled with bizarre collectibles? An unusual artifact tied to the occult? Something completely surreal that only Ozzy could be connected to? Whatever it was, the possibilities are endless, and each theory adds to the legend surrounding the man who helped shape heavy metal. So what do you think was found inside Ozzy's mansion? Was it a forgotten treasure from his rock and roll past, a meaningful keepsake, or a strange mystery waiting to be solved? Drop your best theories, wildest guesses, and hottest takes in the comments below. We're dying to hear what you think.